Welcome back to Mystical Kannada Friends. In the last episode, we understood about how the name Karnataka came into existence. From this episode on, we shall learn about the dynasties that ruled our Karnataka. Starting with the Satavahanas. The Satavahanas were the ones who came after the Mauryan rule, but they were not natives of the region. Yet, the Satavahanas became the first dynasty in the Karnataka region. The Satavahanas ruled in Amaravati from 250 BC to 240 AD. The most prominent among them were King Simukha, King Gautamiputra Shatakarni, and Raja Vasishtaputra Pulamavi. Their business language was Kannada. Prakrit and Brahmi was the language of scripts and inscriptions. Major literary works and authors during their period are Gata Saptashati, created by Raja Hala, Brihat Katha by Gunadiya, the minister of Hala, Kundacharya's Prabhutasara, Rayanasara, Samayasara, Pravachanasara, and Dwadashama Praksha. The Satavahanas were the founders of the first vast historical empire that ruled Karnataka. Initially, they were subsidiaries of the Mauryans, and Simukha killed the Mauryan ruler Sushiman and later founded the independent Satavahana clan. Simukha was known as Raja Simukhavahana. Paitan was their capital. Later, the capital was shifted to Amaravati. The Satavahanas, also referred to as the Andhra dynasty, originated in the Andhra region, that is, within the delta of Krishna and Godavari rivers, and extended control from the east coast to the west coast. According to one theory, the word Satavahana is a Prakrit form of the Sanskrit Satavahana in Hindu mythology. According to Ingua Kartikeya Sarma, an archaeologist, the dynasty's name is derived from the words Sata, meaning swift, and Vahana, meaning vehicle. The expression thus means one who rides a nimble horse. The dynasty reached its zenith under the rule of Gautamiputra Shatakarni and his successor Vasishtaputra Pulamavi. The Satavahana power was retrieved by Gautamiputra Shatakarni, who is considered the greatest of the Satavahana rulers. King Shatakarni holds the titles Dakshinapata Sarvabhauma and Apratrahita. King Gautamiputra Shatakarni held the titles Traisamudra Toyo Pitavahana, Satavahana Kula Pratishtapita, Vindhyadipati, Rajaraja, and Maharaja. King Pulavami held the title Dakshinapateshwara. The Satavahanas were Hindus and claimed Brahminical status. They supported Hinduism as well as Buddhism. They performed Vedic sacrifices including Ashwamedha and Rajasuya. Surya, Chandra, Shiva, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Gauri, Vasudeva, and the Vedas, Puranas, and epics were worshipped by them. The Nanhighat inscription has details of second Shatakarni giving the cow to the Brahmin. Also, Satavahanas were patrons to Jainism and many Jain scholars took refuge with them. The Satavahanas patronized the Prakrit and the Sanskrit languages. Prakrit was their state language. The main works that were created at that time were Kundacharya's Prabhartasara, Rayanasara, Samayasara, Pravachanasara, and Dwadashama Praksha in Prakrit. The Satavahana king Hala is famous for compiling the collection of Maharashtri poems known as the Gata Saptasati. Additionally, Gunadiya, the minister of Hala, was the author of Brihat Katha. The Satavahana's inscriptions were in Prakrit, and the inscriptions call them the Kuntalaswami, and a region in Ballari is described as Satavahani Rashtra. The Bajavihara cave is profusely decorated with carvings, and even pillars have a lotus capital crowned with sphinx-like mythic animals. Chankama, the panel occurring on the west pillar on northern gateway, portrays a very important event in Buddha's life. Along with the above major Satavahana sculptures, some more sculptures existed, namely Dwarapala, Gajalakshmi, Shalabanjikes, a royal procession, decorative pillars, etc. A hoard of unique bronze objects were also found from Brahmapuri, the Yakshi image in the British Museum, and the cornucopia found in Posheri kept in Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Vastu Sangrahalaya The fine elephant in the Ashmolean Museum can also be attributed to the Satavahana period. The sculptures of the Amravati Stupa represent the architectural development of the Satavahana period. The most famous of these monuments are the stupas, the most famous among them being the Nagarjuna Stupa and the Amravati Stupa, which is 95 feet high. Ashoka stupas were renovated, and earlier bricks and woodwork were replaced with marble and stoneworks. The Satavahana paintings are the earliest surviving specimens excluding prehistoric rock art in India, and the most important surviving painting at Ajanta is the Chaddanta Jataka in cave number 10. It is the painting of an elephant named Bodhisattva with 6 tusks related to a mythological story. The Satavahanas were the earliest Indian rulers to issue their own coins with portraits of their rulers, starting with King Gautamiputra Shatakarni. Thousands of lead, copper, and potent Satavahana coins have been discovered in the Deccan region. A few gold and silver coins are also available. These coins do not feature uniform design or size and suggest that multiple minting locations existed within the Satavahana territory. The approximate area under their rule was 9,50,067 square kilometers. The Satavahana Dynasty established itself in and around the present Nashik. The other parts under their rule were northern Karnataka, Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Kathiawar, Madhya Pradesh, Ujjain, Malwa, and northern Tamil Nadu. They ruled for over 450 years. That's about the Satavahanas. We shall meet in our next video related to the second kingdom of Karnataka, the Kadamba dynasty. Until then, like Kannada, love Kannada, and subscribe Mystical Kannada for a lot more interesting videos about Kannada and Karnataka. Sirigannadam Gelge, Sirigannadam Balge.